Bonjour, parlez-vous français? Comment allez-vous? Ça va? Très bien, merci. Something. Hello, this is Simon. Not quite Captain Australia at the moment, just wearing my casual Kids Cancer Project t-shirt. I am at a place called the Tanjil Motor Inn. Thank you very much to them for providing hospitality. I've got a safe place to sleep. And also to a lovely resident of Bairnsdale, Sarah, who helped to line that up. So, it's a great room too, by the way. Check this out. So we've got the telly over there, bathroom through there, but woo, spa bath. Now, when I got in, it was just on dark, maybe a little bit after dark. I'd bought some Chinese food, which I've yet to eat. The joy, I can't describe the joy of a hot shower after walking through all day through rain, on the wind chill in the rain, my God. And again, it's just suffering illuminates joy, you know. Struggle, yes, you spoiled bastard. Come on, man. Geez, most people are like, oh, you earned this. But no, and thank you, humble thanks to the owners here at the Tanjil Motor Inn. They're delightful people. And we've seen that so many times on the way down. I guess it's basically a beautiful reminder of what kind of kindness and civic-mindedness there is out there. Oh, and shout out, firstly, there's a young chap James, who asked me to do a shout out, so shout out to James. But then there's the Big Bear Donuts at Lakes Entrance. They raised $430 today in sales of the Captain Australia donut. So that was wonderful. I just saw the donation flow through to the Kids Cancer Project, which is you beauty. So, you know, congratulations, thank you, you wonderful people. Anybody who bought a Captain Australia donut, good on you. So, yeah, Paddy Boo says, hey, Captain, hope you're all dry now. Bet you sleep well tonight. Yeah, it's a bit chilly. I was feeling the cold by the end. I've got a massive tear in the back of both of my pair of pants now. Jody says, at Bairnsdale, your next couple of towns after there, well done, Big Bear Donuts. Okay, so the next major destination is Sale. That's 70 or 69 kilometres from here. So I'll break that into 2 days, try to do 35 or 40 on the first day, and then roll into Sale as early as possible in the afternoon on Monday. Tuesday, I mean. So sorry. Yeah, tomorrow's Monday. I'll sleep rough in the bush somewhere tomorrow. And on Tuesday night, I'll roll into Sale. Some people have written from Sale who want to meet and get together. And there's some people here in Bairnsdale as well who do. So I've got a few coffees lined up for the morning to, accommodate the hellos and people who want to have a word. Rachel says, Zane and Brax from Eden say hi and send their love. Oh, cheers. Thank you. That's lovely. Thanks very much. I loved meeting those guys at Eden. That was awesome. Diddly dee. So yeah, Sale, and it's 2 marches to get there. So today I travelled 35k through consistent rain, and it was mostly okay. Boots got a bit soggy, a bit uncomfortable, but I think I performed reasonably well. The biggest problem was once it got windy, it whips through, and when you've got completely soaked through parts of your clothing and the wind whips through, it's like an icy dagger to the testicles, that is. But again, I'm grateful for the hardship of it. I'm grateful for the ordeal, and it really just highlights when you get through a little bit of temporary suffering, and then you just feel bloody wonderful afterwards. So I'm not quite exactly grateful for my cancer, but I feel I'm so far progressed as a human being in my recovery from it. So in a way, that sort of suffering also has elevated me. Rachel says, Lee Mia says hi too and sends her love from Eden. Well, cheers. That's lovely. Thank you, Rachel. Cheers. So shout outs done, update done, tomorrow's plan done. So that's where I'm at. I've got a combination chow mein for dinner, so I'm going to chow down on that. I might even just fill that little spa bath up with water and pour in some, something bubbly and have a nice spa bath and watch TV. How luxurious is that, to lay back in a spa bath and watch some, I don't know, what was that on there? Friends, I think it was. Watch something on the telly. The news, I normally like to catch up on the news, but they were talking again about all of the strife in Ukraine and all of that, so not quite in the mood for that. Tony says, glad you got to your destination safely. Thank you, Tony, and it was not a bad walk at all. Jody says, yum. Yeah, who doesn't like a little bit of the old combination chow mein? All right, so really, I get it that there's new people who have discovered the walk in the last couple of days, so let me give you a quick rundown. My name is Simon. I'm walking from Brisbane to Melbourne because I'm mental, and it's in service of a charity called the Kids Cancer Project. So I had a stage 4 cancer myself, and I couldn't bounce back from it. I could not thrive. After 4 years after beating the cancer physically, it had me on the ropes in every other way. Psychologically, it was just waiting to die. And the big walk was my recipe to heal myself, and it's all based around hope. And it bloody worked. So my idea in sharing that is that I show you a template for how to create hope from a hopeless situation. It's that simple. So, and anything I can do, you can do better. I'm just an old buffet. So if I can, after being utterly broken and just waiting to die, rebuild hope through, in my own peculiar way, then that might be just enough to give you a little spark of hope that whatever darkness there is in your life, it can be overcome. So that's my overthink it a little bit, mate, idea anyway. Sarah says, glad you're dry and resting up, Captain. Sleep well. I might have a big old spa bath before I sleep, I think, Sarah. Yeah. You just imagine the old buffet, just legs out, just, oh, this is so good. Gail says, hi, Captain. You're looking much drier. Loving my Kids with Cancer t-shirt, the Kids Cancer Project. Wearing it when I can get out of the rain to do my walk for the MMM. Oh, yeah, so you signed on to the... So the MMM is Morwell to Melbourne in March challenge. So I think it's about 140 kilometres, and the participants are all challenged across the month of March to walk 140 kilometres. And it's kind of like a homage to the big walk, because I'll get to Morwell, I think I figured the end of this week, and I'll do the 140 kilometres for real, continuously walking, and it won't just be in March, it'll be like between the 10th and the 19th of March or something like that. So, maybe it gives you a little sense of the magnitude of the walk that I've done. And I'm delighted that I think she said there was something like 30 or 40 or 50 people participating, which is awesome. Andy says, glad to see you resting. Cheers, Andy. Lovely to meet you. And Grover says, nothing would kill you, mate. Oh, snakes would. Good snake bite will do me in. Hit by a truck, that'll do the trick too. Attacked by a bikie in a bar after I called him a bad name, that could do me in. Yeah, I think there's plenty of things that could probably kill me, Grover. But the point is not to fear them. The point is to lean into the hope that tomorrow will be a joyful day. And if it's not, well, that means you're due one, aren't you? So the day after will be a joyful day. Anyway, for me, so I'm old. Not as old as you probably think. I look older than I am because cancer sort of ravaged me. But even as you age, you should live in hope that the best of your days may still be somewhere hidden in the rest of your days. It's not behind you. It's not when your first child was born or when you were married or any of those wonderful, wonderful days. And they are great days. All those days in the past. But it might lay in front of you. And if you live in the hope of that, the hope of future joy, I think your life just gets a lot better. Dale says, great job, mate. Keep going. Great guns. Oh, you mean these things? Yeah. Fury. Righteousness. Captain Australia's guns. No. I've got next to no muscle, actually. Diddly-dee-dee, diddly-dee. Paddy Boo. Pardon me. Did you do your dare this Arby? Or will that be tomorrow? What time is best to come and support and say hello? Hopefully the sun will be out for you. Yeah, it was pouring rain when I rolled in, and yeah, so the dare was to just do some photos in this athletic park, like of me. Look, if it's sunny in the morning, it's a bloody K&a-half back there. I hate backtracking. But yeah, if it's sunny in the morning, I'll rock down there and do it. And I guess if it's rainy, I'm on the hook to rock down there and do it as well. Grover says, you're right, what you are saying, Captain, but you know muscle. Love you. Yeah, no, I like cancer and extreme weight loss too. It eats away at any muscle that you've got. But I think I've got a bit in the back and shoulders now after carrying the pack for so bloody long. Colleen says, I'm so looking forward to meeting you. Yeah, sorry, Colleen, are you here in Bairnsdale or somewhere ahead? Sorry, I lose track of the names and stuff, mate. In any case, if anybody's expecting to meet me and I'm approaching the town that you're in, just flick me a little reminder, make sure I don't stuff it up, because I'm really stressed out by the idea of letting people down. I don't want to let any of you down. Yeah, so anyway, sail the day after tomorrow, rough sleep in the bush tomorrow. Morwell. Okay, yeah, cheers then. I will definitely, I've actually timed it that I'll get an arvo off in Morwell, because these past, today, tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, I'm doing like 36k every day, and my math for getting to Melbourne was based on 25k every day. So I've kind of got an extra 30 up my sleeve now, so that gives me the potential to have a day off somewhere in the middle, or a longer day at a place like Morwell. So I was aware of the Triple M challenge, and I thought it would be important to meet and respect the people there. So I planned it to arrive and have the full arvo off in Morwell. So, Brody, g'day Brody, how you doing? Grover, I was being sarcastic. Beautiful, you're looking great. I really thought you were only 48. Did you just call me beautiful, Grover? Well, I think you're quite handsome too, mate. Brody, Captain is an awesome guy. I met him at Bega Show. Yeah, Brody, you're a bloody legend too, mate. You are a smiley dude, my friend. And I enjoyed meeting you at the Bega Show, my friend. And I uploaded those photos, and I remember that fair fondly. Murray from the Gold Coast. Hi, Cap. Not far to go now, mate. Your story and seeing your travels have been so great, mate. Well, cheers, Murray. Still got your mum's blanket in my kit there, and I reckon, well, it's the 6th today, so yeah, less than a fortnight to go. Not next Saturday, but the Saturday after, I will, all going well, roll into Federation Square. We'll be done. So that's pretty cool. Old man's come a long way. So, look, yeah, thank you for your time. Unless anybody has any questions, which I am glad to address, if you want to talk about, I don't know. All of the best questions have been from the little kids at these schools where I've gone to speak. You know, like kids in kindy will be, yes, mate, what's your question? I forgot. You know, or my dad knows about snakes. But, you know, where do you poo, Captain Australia? Like the Numerella kids, someone asked, where do you poo? And, you know, where do you poo when you're walking down the side of the road, mate? You go into the bush. Patty Boo, what time and where are you having breakfast in the morning? So I've got 2 people so far who have asked me to meet up. And one of them said in the Cell Cafe, which I think is just near where I am. But after that, I'll also need to wander down to that athletic park thing, whatever it's called, and do my daily Rona Dare of Doom before I move on. So I will be in Bairnsdale mucking around. Where I eat breakfast, I don't know, but I'll be having coffee at that Cell Cafe at some point, and I'll then also be wandering down to the athletic park. So Paddy, if you're in Bairnsdale, you want to meet up, just find me a message and we'll triangulate. We'll make it work. Melinda says, see you in Stratty tomorrow. Stratty. I don't know if I'm going through Stratty, but if it's between Bairnsdale and Sale, then yes, I am. I haven't really looked at the little stops along the way or figured out whether I need to carry extra water or not. So if there's a town in the midpoint or whatever, that's good. I'll look at that next. Merle says, have a restful sleep, Captain. Love following your journey. Well, cheers, Merle. I love that anybody else gets anything from it. And the L word is bloody nice. Yeah. Diddly-dee-dee-diddly-dee. Michelle says, what you're doing is amazing. Me and my daughter gave you a beep as we drove past you in Orbost. Okay. I still, Orbost is going to ring in my memory for years to come. It's just so surreal. Like, I feel that I know I don't look normal, act normal, talk normal, but I feel like I'm a pretty normal person. And if you're a pretty normal person too, you can imagine just how outlandish the idea is of you walking down the street with a gaggle of children following and their parents and all their people running up and waving, and then you've got like SES vehicles and fire trucks and police trucks all up and down in front of you, like just weird, surreal experience. And I'm going to carry that as a fond memory for the rest of my life. Orbost, I thank you, Orbost. Linda says, please try and stop at Sale Special School when you get to Sale. Okay. Yeah, so I get there in the evening, leave the following day. So if it's Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, I'd be happy to visit a school. You know, it's all about respect for the administration. So they might have special rules. They might still have like some, you know, COVID hesitancy to have visitors on, or whatever it is. So I just want to respect the administration. But if they're willing and happy to have me, I love talking to the kids. It's bloody wonderful. And they all get a giggle. I do my best to give the kids a giggle. Karen says, good evening, Captain. How are you going tonight? Are you feeling nervous getting to the finish line? No, I'm not nervous. Just, I've got this. When I started, I sooked constantly about my kids. And, you know, I miss my wife, and I ache to see her face again. But your kids, you know, they're dependent on you. They, you know, your job is to look after them. So as soon as that I was physically away from them, I felt that sort of tug, and it was constant. And I'd get a song like, you know, there's like My Happiness, it's a Powderfinger song, you know, like, I see your shadow on the street now, I hear you push through the rusty gate. And there's this one line in there, how can I do this to you right now? You're over there when I need you here. And I'd be walking down the road singing that song to myself, and I just burst into tears. I had that experience again the other day as I approached the finish line, but it was a different song. It was about, you know, yeah, I knew you were waiting for me. So certain lyrics, and I just burst into tears. And there's nothing more attractive than an old fart walking down the road crying to himself. So yeah, I don't feel nervous about the finish line, no. But I do intensely feel the distance dwindling between me and seeing my family again. And yeah, I'm very vigorously aware of that. And that awareness makes me, I don't know, it makes me want to run. And imagine that, you know, the old fart walks a good couple of 1,000 kilometres, and I think by all told, by the end it'll be like at least 2,200 kilometres. And yet he wants to run. That's what love does for you, you know. They say love gives you wings. Well, love also heals foot fatigue. Murray says, words cannot say how much of a legend you are, mate. Oh, bloody hell, Murray. That's a lovely thing to say, man. I've put aside an old me that had like this undeserving of love sort of a feeling, you know. But I think that's an overly generous comment, mate. But thank you for making it. Diddly-dee. Marjorie says, well done, Captain. Another day in town crossed off the list. Huge effort, sleep well. Thank you, Marjorie. I'm going to have a spa bath before I sleep. If you just joined, look at that. Going to get some bubbles going in there. Not from farting. I don't know why I felt the need to clarify that. Grover, love you, right, you're not, I love it. Lol, you're right, you are not, I love it. Lol, you're right, you are not, I love it. Okay. Chrissy says, you're not normal at all, you are extraordinary. Well, Chrissy, thank you. That's very kind. I don't know if I like being called abnormal though. Diddly-dee-dee-diddly-dee. Tam says, hey, how are you feeling tonight? I feel wonderful. And it's a stark contrast to this time a year ago, you know. So I just want it to be a bit instructive. This is what it looks like when you rebuild hope in your life. And you can do that no matter how broken you are. You know, so I was profoundly broken. My cancer debilitated me in every way. So my sense of hope, my sense of place in the world, my performance as a parent, my interest in all of the normal day-to-day things like earning money and looking after the financial well-being of my family and all of that sort of stuff. I was wrecked and crippled and hopeless and depressed, and I was just waiting to die. And yet now, I don't know if you can see it. And in order to see the contrast, you'd need to look back. So in the sticky post, there's a link to videos I made before the walk. One of those videos has me 140 kilos because cancer wrecked the radiation wrecked my thyroid, which controls your metabolism. So the whole stereotype of a bald skeleton didn't apply to me. After treatment, I put on like 50, 60 kilos. And that's after my cancer treatment. So, you know, and if you look at the contrast of that person's face, and he would probably cry if you showed him a kind word, you know. So now, I feel, Tam, to answer your question, tremendous, unrelenting joy and gratitude. So I've reached a new plateau as a person, and what allowed me to do that is hope. And that's the bit I want to be instructive. If I can do that, anybody can. So, you know, I met this lovely young woman yesterday at Lakes Entrance. Well, I met her the day before yesterday and spoke to her again. No, I met her yesterday and spoke to her this morning. Sorry, I'm getting all muddled. And she had had a bad experience when she was younger, a sexual assault. You know, I won't say her name, so she's just an anonymous person. So, you know, no embarrassment, no, you know, it's completely anonymous. But she'd suffered an assault as a young person, and it had taken her life and contaminated almost every dimension of it, much as my cancer contaminated mine. And the thing is, if I am able to come back from my darkness, I genuinely believe that we're all capable of that spontaneous remission of suffering. So we spoke at length. And afterwards, she said she started to talk about things that she'd like to do, like do some charity work herself and whatnot. And the idea that even a tiny little piece of my big walk could benefit somebody like that is beautiful to me. Magnificent. You know? You could give me $1 million, or you could give me that. I mean, well, I'll take the $1 million too. I really have to sort out my mortgage when I get home from Melbourne. But yeah, I think that feeling is beyond any sort of price. You know, the idea that you can touch a life like that. So I love it. I absolutely love it. And if different people get different things from it, that's fine too. If you just get a giggle from the boom booms or whatever, all good. Yeah, but how do you feel tonight was the question. I went on an old man ramble. I feel bloody lovely, Tam. Thank you. Diddly dee, catching up on the comments. Brad says, you got to Bairnsdale. Well done, mate. Nearly there, Captain. Still got a ways to go, but yeah, 12, 13 days, something like that. And yeah, I'm excited. I am excited. Sarah says, you got through it this time. Because I get so slow with the comments, I sometimes don't know exactly what they're referring to. Get all muddled up. Karen McCready says, hope your bed and room are comfortable. It's a privilege to have you here. You're a Bairnsdalian, are you? If that's an appropriate word. Look, if you want to have a coffee in the morning, hit me up on Messenger. I'll be bumbling around town. I'll probably shoot off no later than 10 worst case, and ideally a bit before that. But anyone who's in Bairnsdale who wants to say good day, hit me up. Diddly-diddy. Grover says, They might even be there waiting to surprise you. I'm not sure who we're talking about because I've been behind on comments. Sorry, mate. Katie says, do the random honks you get when you're in the zone startle you? Now, no, not startle. See, I got a thing it was chemotherapy induced called tinnitus, and it's where you have that in your ears all the time, and it's and when someone beeps and they're coming towards me and they wave, that's great, you know, they're closing the distance, hey, how you doing, and all the rest. What gets me is when they do it and they're right next to me, you know, so I can't, to wave, I have to whirl around like Spider-Man, you know, but when they do it right next to me, it sets off my tinnitus, you know. That's my only complaint, my only gripe, and it's all love anyway, so I'll take that anyway. Denise says, you're nearing the finish line, draw strength from your kids and wife's faces in your mind. Yep, well, I'm actually better served by they're just riding on my shoulder, and I try not to think too much about them, because it's sort of 10 days can feel like a lifetime, you know, if you're separated from the people you love. Dee, when you come back to Ulladulla, let us know. Yeah, well, I will retrace the walk at some later time when we've fixed up our lives and, you know, got everything on track. We'll get like I need to buy a new car. I need to sort out income and all that stuff when I get home. But once we're stabilised, we'll take a holiday and a drive down the coast, and I'll completely retrace the walk. And a lot of the lovely people I've met along the way and the places I've visited, I want to show my children and my wife. Karen says, what is normal anyway? Me. I'm completely bloody normal, and I'm the emperor of Vicky. Diddly-dee. Marjorie says, ha ha ha, my grandkids would love hearing you say that. Bubbles, not from farting in the bath. Yeah, well, I don't know why I felt the need to clarify that. It's a spa bath, it makes bubbles. Diddly-dee. David, we'll be sad when your daily streams are over. Sorry, mate. I will, when I get back to Brisbane, I will retell the walk in a more of a condensed format, but because I'm curious to sift through some of these videos and see the growth through it. But yeah, I'm sorry, mate, it was never going to go on forever, unless we got a corporate sponsor threatening to drop like $500,000 on the charity if I circumnavigate Australia. That would be a mess though. That would break my heart, because I'd be ethically on the hook to do it, because it's a magnificent amount of money for a worthy cause. Denise says, remember this, memorize it. Life is what you make it. You can win or you can lose. It's up to you to choose. So think on it today and act on it tomorrow. Go forward each day. Don't look back in sorrow. From my late mother. Well, I'm sorry you lost your mother. And I agree, those are lovely words. Kim says, hey Simon, there's a lady who has a radio program in Melbourne. I've given her your name. Her name is Diane Hunter. It would be good publicity for you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do get media contacts every so often, and absolutely love the way it helps the charity, and I throw myself in there with both feet. Jessica says, so proud of your journey. Thank you. Rest up and see you tomorrow. Cheers, Jessica. Sorry, you're a Bairnsdalian. If we've chatted, I'm sorry if I don't immediately click with the names. Yeah, if anybody's in Bairnsdale and you want to meet up, find me a message. But lee, I can't stop saying it, says Grivel. Good on you. I can't either, mate. Sarah says, I was saying you got through your song this time. Oh yeah, the My Happiness thing, all good. Yeah, that was affecting me profoundly, but many weeks ago. Diddly-dee. Barry is catchy, lol. Sarah, all good. I was saying got to finish this out. Yep, sorry, got that. Darren says, good evening, Cap. Loving your work, champ. True legend. I'm calling for a statue. Cheers, Darren. That's, yeah, I don't know about a statue, though. Leave that for Wally. They'll probably put one up of Shane Warne, since we lost him yesterday. I don't know that it's a 26-gun salute champion. Like, wasn't he a sexting, like, bit sort of pervy guy? I don't know. I don't mean to speak ill of the dead or anything, but I reckon he's the next one to get a statue, probably. State funeral. Jacinta says, when are you arriving in Melbourne? Awesome job. It's the 19th of March, my friend. So it's pretty imminent. Yeah, less than 2 weeks away. Deborah, the beep made the sound drop back in loud. It's in and out again tonight on the quiet side. Oh crap, sorry. Well, thank you for letting me know. Just so you know, I know you can't do much about this. It's weird. When it's good, it's really, really good. Otherwise, go cat. It's my bloody, I think it has to be water damage to my phone. If it happens regardless which microphone's being used, yeah, shit, I'm sorry. Oh, and I swore, and I'm sorry for swearing. Jacinta says, you need to write a book about your journey. It would be fascinating reading. Well, I'll put together a map with postcards and all of that sort of stuff. Writing a book, I don't know, maybe. Vicky says, we did try and wait for you at the other end of the rail train when it started to pelt down. Kids wanted to say hi. Oh, Vicky, sorry, if you're in Bairnsdale, see, I almost got the name wrong. Let's meet up tomorrow morning before, I guess it would have to be before the kids go to school, if you're up for it. So I'm here at the Tanjil Motor Inn, and I'll be having coffee around and going down to that athletics park at some point to do some poses for a daily donor Dare of Doom. So yeah, fire me a message and I'll make it work. I'm so sorry that I didn't get to meet your kids today. Katie says, yeah, I was wondering if there was a finger over the microphone or a water drop, as the sound occasionally gets louder. Yeah, I'm very mindful not to cover the microphone with my hand. And Facebook is weird. If you change the camera or the position of the camera, it's supposed to be smart. So it's like the directionality of the mic apparently changes based on what it thinks are intelligent choices. And I think that can be a problem. But yeah, I'm sorry, I think my phone might be a bit rooted. Jacinta says, don't worry, we can hear you, says Katie. Okay, Jacinta says, geographically and spiritually. I guess that's replying to having come a long way. Da-da-dee-dee. Mary says, the end of another day. You're going so well, Captain, and the KMs are disappearing beneath your boots. Rest well tonight. Yeah, my only problem is I've got this sort of, can you see that? Yuck. This little fungal thing. So I've got, thanks to Sarah, a local person who picked up some antifungal, like Caniston cream for me. That's from all of the damp, and yeah, it doesn't itch or anything, it's just a bit gross. Deborah says, you could print a book straight from your Facebook page. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, I don't really want to or see a way to profiteer from all of this. Once I'm done, I want it all to just be, it's there, it's for you. When I get back from the walk, I just need to get a job and figure my life out. But I am profoundly more equipped to do that than I was a year ago. So, win-win. Grover says, the ducks made you swear. I was with you. Yeah, those bloody things. I was like a sheepdog. When there were all the cars, I was trying to scare them so they'd stay on that side of the road. But then when it was clear, I was trying to get behind them and scare them so they'd run across the road, which is what they were trying to do. But with total sort of contempt for their own safety, they were just going to toddle right across when there were trucks and RVs and utes going past. And the dad duck actually did, and then he not quite got clipped. He lost a couple of feathers, but I think they all made it over in the end, and that's what matters. But geez, they're like lemmings. Tabitha says, so glad you have a safe place for the night. Enjoy Bairnsdale and all our town has to offer. I don't think I have the time to enjoy all the town has to offer, sadly. I could have taken an extra week on the walk and really gone mellow through Victoria, but yeah, 19th, and now I'm working backwards from the 19th, so need to keep moving. Vicky, absolutely would love to. I did send a couple of messages earlier today, but we'll try in the morning. Yeah, Vicky, sorry, I'll send you a message after the stream. We'll make it work. Good night, Captain, says Karen. Get in the spa and relax. Don't fall asleep in it, though. I'll be careful. Diddly-dee. We are up to date on comments. Hip hip hooray! Tabba says, are you in need of anything before you leave? Unless you know a little Japanese man who can walk up and down on my back and he can't speak English, so we have to have profound misunderstandings. So he'll walk up and down on my back and he'll say, "Oh, and I'll go, no good, left," and he'll go, and then he'll like move, and then a bit of my spine will snap. I need some of that sort of action just to fix up some, I've got some weird spinal stuff going on from the pack. But unless and he has to be good with acupuncture and, the ones where you light, but you've got to light it on fire and it has incense coming out and really weird spiritual kind of phrases come out of him too. Unless you know somebody exactly like that, I'm good. Yeah, so all my material needs are met. I've got slight pain in the heels of my feet and slight pain in my back, but I'm managing it day to day. It's all good. Just since coming into Victoria, I think my body's starting to, just in those two areas, the heel and the back, starting to be a little bit, maybe I wouldn't say permanent but damage or anything yet. Just need to knuckle down and push through. Vicky says, I have a heap of deep heat new tubes if you'd like one. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, I really am. I'm okay. Sorry, I shouldn't even be sulking. Forget about it. Sarah, I could have done that for you. No, it's got to be a little Japanese dude, and he's got to have weirdly curved, pointy nails that dig into my back while he's walking around on my back. And yeah, he's got to occasionally just do stuff that really, really hurts, but then half an hour later you feel better. Kim says, you're lucky you're still walking with all the rain. Am I? Yeah, you're lucky you're still walking? Well, I don't know. It's an on-purpose thing. I don't know if luck plays a part. Unlike the weather's unlucky, but I'm pushing through, I asked Siri before, and what's the weather tomorrow? And she said, it's not good. I've got the little Irish female Siri. So, it's not looking good tomorrow. Yeah. So we're going to have more rain. I don't know if it'll be as bad as today. All right. Well, thank you very much for your kindness and interest. It's Captain Australia's Big Walk, Brisbane to Melbourne, for a charity called the Kids Cancer Project. This is them there. The Kids Cancer Project. How'd you get the Irish Siri? Well, you can configure it. So it's somewhere, Google how to change Siri's voice. But you can choose between gender and nationality. I looked at the Indian Siri, the Indian female Siri sounded quite sort of nice to me. My eldest son has the Aussie male version, who's like, g'day, I'll go, da da da. Maybe we could write to Apple and get them to make Captain Australia the next Aussie male Siri. Yeah, that'd work. I'll be like, I could do a bit of a, like the Crocodile Hunter, like, crikey, add some flavour to it. And, I reckon that'd be a way to take care of the mortgage. Tabitha, yeah, I would love that. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, if it were in my power technically to do it, I'd do it for you for free. But if we can get Apple to pay me a cool million, that'd be nice. But yeah, all right, I'll leave it there. Thank you for the chat. I'm going to run a spa bath, eat my food, watch a little bit of the telly, and try and go to sleep by 10:30 or so. So thank you for your time and interest. Captain Australia's Big Walk for the Kids Cancer Project. All the very best.